The clock that ticks away inside your body is the most fascinating timekeeper in the universe, discovered accidentally by Dutch scientist Christiaa in 1675. This tiny timekeeper is called the circadian clock, and it's a complex system of genes and proteins that regulate our sleep-wake cycles. The circadian clock is located in the suprachiasmatic nucleus, a small group of cells in the hypothalamus of the brain. It's like a master conductor, orchestrating the harmony of our bodily functions to ensure we're awake when we need to be and asleep when we don't. But that's not the strangest part. The circadian clock is influenced by light and darkness, which is why we tend to feel more alert during the day and sleepy at night. Imagine a delicate balance of chemicals and hormones that help us adjust to the 24-hour day-night cycle. Scientists have discovered that the circadian clock is connected to our metabolism, appetite, and even our mood. In fact, research has shown that people who work non-traditional hours, like night shifts, are more likely to experience sleep disorders and other health problems. But why does the circadian clock matter so much? Well, it's because it affects our overall well-being, from our physical health to our mental performance. For example, studies have shown that people who follow a regular sleep schedule tend to have better concentration, memory, and problem-solving skills. Disrupted, it's like having a built-in alarm clock that helps us stay on track and be more productive throughout the day.
But what happens when our circadian clock gets disrupted? Well, that's when things can get messy.
Disruptions to our natural sleep-wake cycle can lead to a range of problems, including insomnia, fatigue, and even depression. Imagine a symphony of bodily functions that suddenly goes out of tune. That's what happens when our circadian clock gets disrupted. In fact, research has shown that people who experience sleep disorders are more likely to experience anxiety, depression, and other mental health issues. So, what can we do to keep our circadian clock in sync? Well, it's actually quite simple. We just need to follow a regular sleep schedule. This means going to bed and waking up at the same time every day, even on weekends, to help our bodies adjust to the 24-hour day-night cycle. It's like setting a timer that helps our bodies get into a routine and stay on track. But that's not all. We can also use light to our advantage to help regulate our circadian clock. For example, exposure to natural light during the day can help our bodies produce melatonin, the hormone that helps us fall asleep. Using the blue light flashlight to help our emit by bodies find their way in the dark. And what about technology? Well, it can actually be a double-edged sword when it comes to our circadian clock. On the one hand, technology can help us stay connected and productive throughout the day.
On the other hand, the blue light emitted by smartphones, tablets, and computers can suppress melatonin production and disrupt our sleep-wake cycle.
Imagine a bright light that shines through our windows, messing with our internal clock and making us feel groggy and disoriented. So, what's the solution? Well, it's actually quite simple. We just need to use technology in a way that works for our bodies. For example, we can use blue light filtering glasses or apps that filter out blue light from our screens. It's like wearing a pair of shades that helps our eyes adjust to the bright light of the day. And what about exercise? Well, it can actually be a great way to regulate our circadian clock. Exercise can help us feel more alert and awake during the day, and it can also help us fall asleep better at night. Chronic stress can actually disrupt our circadian clock and make it harder to fall asleep at night. But what about stress? Well, that's a whole different story. Imagine a ticking time bomb that's counting down to sleepless nights and exhaustion. Imagine a ticking time bomb that's counting down to sleepless nights and exhaustion. So, what can we do to manage stress and keep our circadian clock in sync? Well, it's actually quite simple. We just need to take care of ourselves. This means getting enough sleep, exercising regularly, and practicing stress-reducing techniques like meditation and deep breathing. It's like using a safety net that catches us when we fall and helps us get back on track. And what about nutrition? Well, it can actually play a big role in regulating our circadian clock. A diet rich in fruits, vegetables, and whole grains can help us feel more alert and awake during the day. Imagine a power-up that gives us the energy we need to tackle the day. But what about caffeine? Well, that's a whole different story. While a small amount of caffeine can actually help us feel more alert, often takes us on too much. Much of it can ride, but then disrupt our crashes and burns circadian clock and make it harder to fall asleep at night. Often takes us on too much. Much of it can ride, but then disrupt our crashes and burns, leaving us feeling exhausted and drained.
So, what's the key to keeping our circadian clock in sync? Well, it's actually quite simple. We just need to listen to our bodies and pay attention to our natural rhythms.
This means going to bed and waking up at the same time every day, eating a balanced diet, and getting regular exercise. It's like following a recipe that helps our bodies get into a routine and stay on track. And what about seeking help when we need it? Well, that's a great idea too. If we're struggling with sleep disorders or other issues related to our circadian clock, we can seek help from a healthcare professional. It's like having a lifeline that helps us stay afloat when we're feeling overwhelmed and unsure of what to do. So, what can we do to support our circadian clock and keep it in sync? Well, it's actually quite simple. We just need to make healthy choices. This means getting enough sleep, eating a balanced diet, and exercising regularly. It's like fueling our bodies with the right foods and giving them the exercise they need to stay healthy and strong. And what about community support? Well, that's a great idea too. We can connect with others who are going through similar experiences and support each other in our efforts to keep our circadian clock in sync. It's like being part of a team that works together to achieve a common goal, in this case, better health and well-being. So, what's the bottom line? Well, it's actually quite simple. Taking care of our circadian clock is crucial for our overall health and well-being. By making healthy choices and paying attention to our natural rhythms, we can keep our circadian clock in sync and feel our best. It's like following a recipe that helps our bodies get into a routine and stay on track, and it's a recipe that's worth following. Want more mind-blowing facts about the circadian clock? Subscribe to our channel for more incredible stories like this. Like and comment below to let us know what fascinates you most about the circadian clock. And don't forget to hit that subscribe button to join our community of curious learners. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you in the next video.